In my last podcast, I spoke about narcissism, the traits and the core signs of a narcissist, why they seek attention and external validation, and some of the childhood impact according to one of the child psychiatrists. So in today's video, I would be talking about the different strategies that one can use to effectively deal with a narcissist. And these would include, my favorite one is the gray rock method. The other one would be cultivate a good support network, engage in enriching activities, prioritize your well-being, and elevate your learning. So there are 5 strategies that I would share with you so that you could effectively cope with a narcissist. I am Carla with Vibes and Wisdom, and I help people understand life challenges so that they could grow, protect their peace, and most importantly, become self-empowered. At the end of this video, it is my hope that you would be able to break free from the narcissistic stronghold that narcissistic people have on you. The other thing is, I would love for you to be well equipped with the knowledge so that you could disarm a narcissist. And finally, for you to reclaim your self-identity and self-love. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. The gray rock method. Actually, before I go into it, let me just share this with you guys. So my last podcast, I got several phone calls and text messages, and some people will say, do you think I'm a narcissist? Or some people will say, I know somebody with some of those features, but I don't think they gaslight, or I don't think they X, Y, and Z. And the thing is, we're all narcissists in one way or the other. It's on a spectrum from healthy to very unhealthy and toxic, because as social beings, we are programmed to have engagements, to like to network, to want attention. It's like if you take a picture, right? A group picture that is, and you are in that picture. When you ask to see the picture, who do you look for? The first person you look for is yourself, all right? Because we are naturally programmed to love self first, and nothing is wrong with that. It only becomes a problem when you go overboard, when you're over the edge and you're totally self-absorbed and you believe that the world revolves around you. So that's when it becomes a problem. So one common thread around narcissistic people is that they're all self-absorbed one way or the other. All right? So as I said, let's get right into the gray rock method. And the gray rock method, to make it simple for you, it's like, picture you are at the beach and there's a rock, and then you have the waves hitting on the rock. All right, what does the rock do? It stays there, stoic, no expression, and the waves will continue coming and hitting on it. It doesn't react. All right, so how should you cope using the gray rock method? You are that rock. The narcissist is the wave. And as he or she continues to provoke you, tries to get elicit a response from you, you're just very stoic. All right, and you're not trying to change the narcissist, but what you're trying to do is to protect your peace, because narcissistic people, they strive on emotional confusion and control. They love drama in very different ways. Some could be very subtle, some could be very overt about it, or covert as well. So you have to know that you are not going to get entangled in their web of confusion. So you don't justify, you don't explain, you don't challenge, you simply answer yes or no. Just give them enough information so that they could leave you alone, in other words. All right, and let's go right into the other one. You want to engage in enriching activities. And what do I mean by that? Start doing things outside of the home, or start doing things outside of the friendship if it's a friend. So engage in nice hobbies. Pick up maybe tennis. I love my tennis. I broke my foot doing tennis. My next hobby would be golf. So whatever works for you. If you want to play chess, if you want to do every Friday volunteer at church, do something that could take your mind or take you out of that space of being controlled by a narcissistic person. All right. Similarly, you want to cultivate a support network, because narcissists, they like to isolate you. Because when they're doing their injustice to you, they don't want you to have avenues and outlets, because that's going to make you wise. You would start sharing what is being done to you, and they don't want that. They want to keep you in the dark so that they would have more control. So you have supportive networks, maybe at school, at work, with friends, or wherever. You could establish these networks. Get someone that is confidential, that you could share certain things with. Don't keep it all bottled up inside, because that's what they want, and that's how they win. All right. The other one is you want to prioritize your emotional well-being. Seek self-love. Reclaim your self-identity. Start saying to yourself, do I really deserve this treatment? Ask yourself the key questions. And my sister always share with me, she's a therapist, and she would say, you are the best expert in your own situation. You could ask yourself the right questions. You could start getting the right answers, but you have to be honest. Have some inner dialogue with you. Use self-affirmations. I don't deserve this. I am beautiful. I am complete. I am enough. And in my next video, I would be talking about the hidden barriers to self-love. So that's a whole nother topic. And lastly, you want to elevate your learning. And this is one of the ways that you could disarm a narcissist, by preparing yourself with all of the knowledge that is needed. Read books. Listen to podcasts like what I have. There are other podcasts, there are other YouTube channels, because you want to have a reservoir of knowledge that you could use as an arsenal of weapons to disarm the narcissist. You understand the manipulative strategies. You already know what is the next move, because you have learned their behavior. All right? Now, if you like what I'm sharing with you, I'm going to ask you, please like, comment, and subscribe. For the subscribers, I need to get up to 500. I'm 100 plus. So I'm asking you kindly, please help me on my journey to get into 500 subscribers, and continue to like, because it helps me with the algorithm, so that YouTube would push my video out to other viewers, not just my friends and who I have on WhatsApp. So with that being said, let me dive right back into it. Let's summarize what we've learned so far. We're going to use the gray rock method. You be that steady stone. Cultivate a support network where you would reach out to others, engage in different activities, share information that might be sensitive. Again, you would have to determine what you want to share or not. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be isolated, because yes, you would be a victim of a narcissist person. Prioritize your well-being. It's very important for you to engage in self-love and self-compassion, and most of all, broaden your knowledge horizon. Thank you. This is the end of my podcast, and I look forward to seeing you on my other podcasts.